What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. And 2023 off to a bang here, and a lot of people wondering, will there be economic relief here in 2023? Will inflation go back to normal here in 2023, or will it be worse? Will we see a recession here in 2023? Will things get better, or will things get worse? Well, here we go. According to the World Economic Forum, have you heard of them? Yeah. Well, 2 in 3 economists expect global recession this year. That's right. And this is not just the US, this is a global recession. Yeah, that's because gas around the world, not including the US, is about $7 a gallon in most countries in Europe. If you watch my previous video, you know that $7 a gallon, extra US dollars and US gallons. Yeah, if you think gas is high in the US, imagine it being $7 a gallon. But most economists expect a global recession this year. And inflation is slowing, but there's no end in sight for the cost of living crisis. No end in sight. So basically, 2023 is going to continue to slog along, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better. What do you think? We've seen gas prices come down a little bit, but now they're starting to go back up. In fact, gas prices are actually up 20 cents over the last month here. If they continue to go back up, well, the problem is I just don't trust the gas and oil companies. They're constantly trying to figure out every which way to squeeze every last dime and dollar out of us. They were happy as could be when gas was $5 a gallon on average, or $7 a gallon in California, and they were making the highest profits they ever made ever when gas was that high. So they're happy as a pig in a poke at that point. Or same thing with the pharmaceutical companies. They literally raise their prices every single year on stuff that costs them, like insulin. It costs them $5 or $10 to make, and they charge you $800 for it. And these are, medicine that people need to live, or they literally, if they don't have it, they just can't survive. And they just, exponentially raise the price here on this. In fact, look at this. More Americans than ever putting off medical care due to the cost. Let me know if this sounds accurate, because it sounds right based on the comments I'm reading. The percentage of Americans who postponed medical care payments due to the cost has grown in the past year, according to a new Gallup poll. The poll just recently published here found that 38% of respondents said they have put off scheduled medical care payments due to the cost. Wow, almost 40% of people. A 12 percentage point increase from the past 2 years. And remember, we're in a pandemic with a virus that's killed 6 million people worldwide. Yeah. The number also marks a new high, with the previous high in 2014 and 2019, when 33% of those surveyed said they had postponed scheduled Medicare payments due to cost. So now think about this. We have record high inflation, in the highest inflation in the last 41 to 42 years, going back to 1981. And we have a pandemic at the same time. And think about this. We don't have free healthcare, basically. It's just a nightmare, right? So if you get sick, you're SOL, right? You think about this. What do? You go bankrupt because you're sick. And don't forget that 2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck already. And remember, there's no paid leave. There's no national paid leave. We're the only country in the world that doesn't have it. The only first world country in the world. So we're the only first world country in the world that doesn't offer paid leave as a national benefit during a pandemic. So during a pandemic, no paid national leave. Catch the virus, oh well, you're on your own. If you don't have any vacation days or paid time off, or if your company doesn't care, you're SOL. You're on your own. You have to take days off and you miss a paycheck or two. Or heaven forbid you have it serious. I mean, I've read dozens, if not hundreds, of comments of people that said that they've lost a loved one that just literally passed because of this virus. Remember, we have over 1 million people in the US alone that have died because of this virus, and it's still going on. Remember here that just a few weeks ago, China, which opened their doors basically and said, we're not going to have the zero COVID policy anymore, had more than 88 million people infected in just one district, the Henan district. And remember, China's not exactly forthcoming with how many people are even infected. They had more than 88 million people infected. So remember, for example, here, the United States has only had about 100 million people infected from what has actually been reported. Remember, there's a lot of people that take the at-home tests or don't go to a testing facility at all. They had 88 million people infected, according to one official there, in just one district at that time. Yeah. And you think about, what relief might be coming here. Well, don't forget that they just ended the SNAP extra pandemic benefits. So it seems like things are going in the wrong way in some cases. Congress actually ended that here at the, they made the decision here at the end of December that at the end of February, the extra SNAP bonus benefits were going to end at the end of February for the 25 or so states that were still getting the extra SNAP pandemic bonus benefits. So those are going to end. That was an extra $95 per month for like 40 some million Americans, low income Americans, seniors, people on Social Security. And that was a nice little lifeline, a stimulus bonus, actually, because it was a pandemic bonus for tens of millions of people. That's ending now. So it's like, yeah, yikes. What it's like something's got to kind of happen here because there's a lot. I mean, inflation's actually terrible right now. At least we've had about 35 states in 2022 that sent out inflation relief checks, property tax relief checks, um, these state stimulus checks here, and hopefully, well, we are already seeing more here in 2023. If you've been watching my channel here, we've already seen several states that have already announced, or actually some have actually already sent out money here in 2023. I've already had a couple videos about the $1,500 checks, the $900 checks, and a couple of different videos like that, and even some other states that are in the process of either announcing them or considering them or talking about them here as well. So I'll keep you up to date here on that. And so hopefully we see maybe 35 or more states do it here this year as well in 2023. Inflation relief sounds like a good thing. Maybe, hopefully, we see some from the federal government here as well. Executive orders or Congress can actually agree on something and help out the people, right? And then don't forget here that the Supreme Court is going to be ruling on the executive order from President Biden for the student loan forgiveness, which is $10,000 to $20,000, in just a matter of a few days, a few weeks here. So that's going to happen here, and that's for like over 40 million people as well. That's a really big thing for over 40 million people. And if that goes through, what else could happen as well? So we have really just a lot of speculation. Some people think it's going to go through. Some people don't think it's going to go through. The White House is very confident that they think it's going to go through. But at this point, it's a complete toss up. It's flip a coin and it's a crapshoot. That we do know the Supreme Court is 6 Republicans and 3 Democrats. So, if they're complete anti-Biden, that might not be a good thing. We do know that at least that one Republican justice is probably almost for sure not going to vote Biden's way. But we do know the other Republican justice, Amy Coney Barrett, has already voted yes that Biden has his executive order is legal twice on two different lawsuits. Now, that doesn't mean that she will vote it yes on these two other lawsuits that they're going to be ruling on. Because remember, each lawsuit's different. Each lawsuit's different. Also, remember that there's medical debt forgiveness going on here in the United States as well. I have talked about it here on our YouTube channel. If you've been watching my channel, you've maybe seen those videos. If not, make sure you're subscribed. I'll keep you up to date here. But there's several states and cities that have done billions of dollars here in medical debt. And there's also an organization doing it here as well. And there's also a bill in Congress for medical debt forgiveness as well. So if the student loan debt forgiveness goes through, which is over for over 40 million people, that's a good sign that medical debt forgiveness or credit card debt forgiveness or other types of debt forgiveness, property tax forgiveness or IRS debt forgiveness, other types of debt forgiveness could also be very possible for the other people that maybe didn't get student loan debt forgiveness. So you got to remember here that maybe just if you were not getting the student loan debt forgiveness, we actually paid off our student loans. My student loans, I didn't fully graduate, but I did have student loans. My wife actually has a degree, and we actually already paid her student loans off. So it's like I could be totally mad at the world that we paid off our student loans, and say it's not fair. But I'm actually more happy for the people that are getting help, the people that need help, and I was totally happy for all the people getting the extra SNAP benefit bonuses for all these, really years since 2020, 2020, 2021, 2022 for all this time here. And really, we hope that there's more going on here. All the states that have got the state stimulus checks and inflation relief checks and all this extra stuff here. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so, and we'll see what happens here in 2023. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. Here are some videos you can watch next. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And here's a video about checks going out to millions of Americans for $1,500. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.